Vladivostok, and the major river islands along the Amur and Ussuri rivers symbolize a complex history of border shifts and shifting power dynamics between China and Russia. It was once a Chinese territory, but now it is Russia's primary Pacific port, and the nearby river islands have evolved from geopolitical flashpoints into symbols of modern economic cooperation. The Sino-Russian border disputes regarding Amur River and near Vladivostok were largely resolved through agreements in 1991, 2004, and a final 2008 demarcation where the nation split disputed islands. China has no official territorial claims, but some in China still think that these regions, which were lost by China in 19th century, are historically Chinese. For centuries, the area that is now Vladivostok was part of the Qing Empire, was known as Haishenwaya, which means Sea Cucumber Bay. For decades, the two nations had a heavily militarized dispute over river islands along the Amur and Ussuri rivers. This culminated in a brief border war in 1969 centered on Zhenbao Island. However, this was officially resolved through a series of agreements. Historically, the region encompassing Vladivostok and the northern banks of Amur River belonged to the Qing dynasty, but under the military and diplomatic pressure, Tsarist Russia forced the Qing government to sign the Treaty of Aigun 1858 and the Convention of Peking 1860. These treaties helped in annexing over a million square kilometers of Chinese territory by Russia, creating a region known as Outer Manchuria. This included port city of Vladivostok. China said that these treaties were not correct and their grievances fueled the Chinese nationalists. Several river islands such as Bolshoi, Ussuriski, known as Haziazi Island in China, at the confluence of Amur and Ussuri rivers, became intense military and political points of dispute, and these disputes caused major armed confrontations later on. The reasons for the island disputes included that who dictated controlled the surrounding economic resources, such as lucrative fishing economy. The other point was national security, since Bolshoi Ussuriski Island was situated directly adjacent to the major Russian city of Khabarovsk. Russians considered the island a natural barrier in the security of the city and thought that the Chinese control on the island would pose security threat to the Russian city. The third was Tumen River and its access to the sea. The Tumen River forms the border between China, North Korea, and Russia. China owns the land Fangchuan that stops just 15 kilometers short of the Sea of Japan. The main dispute being China has historically sought unhindered navigational access down the Tumen River to the sea. The existing Friendship Bridge limits larger vessels, and agreements between Russia and North Korea have long restricted China's expansion to the coast, denying it a direct eastern port. Because of shifting river channels and seasonal water level changes has made it difficult to determine the exact boundary line, resulting in overlapping sovereignty claims over various river islands. These competing claims led to the 1969 Sino-Soviet border conflict, which included a deadly military clash over Zhenbao Island. But major territories signed between 1991 and 2004 has resolved the major part of River Island dispute and land border disputes. This is Facts About the World. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe the channel.